Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here today. This conference is a result of the Best Bar None Awards ceremony that took place last night at the Jack Singer Hall. I'm going to be, like, I'm your MC tonight. I'm going to be followed by Kelly Holmes, who works with the Alberta Gaming and Liquor Commission, and Mark Hellett, who works with the City of Calgary. They're going to be coming up here to speak to give you some more insight on the Best Bar None program. As you all know, the program or the awards ceremony took place last night. To give you a bit of background information, Best Bar None is an accreditation and rewards program that originated in the UK, and it originated to reduce the alcohol-related behaviors that were occurring by putting the sort of the pressures on the, not the pressures, but the responsibility for the bar establishments or licensed premises to increase their standards. So they increased their standards, and the harm that occurred outside their bars went down. So the AGLC thought this was a great idea, a great program, so they brought it in. It started up in Edmonton a couple years ago. It started and it began in Calgary last year. Last year, I believe we had 29 accredited bars, and this year we had 34 accredited bars out of possibility. There's 300 liquor establishments in Calgary, so it was a nice little increase, and we anticipate that in the next few years that'll increase even more. Awards were also presented to those establishments that went above and beyond. The establishments that went above and beyond in 5 or 6 different categories. Accredited bars had to meet, a minimum standard, which was quite high actually, and those that were given awards went quite above and beyond that. And we do have a couple of gentlemen here. Harris from the Ranchmans, he won the first place prize for for a club, and Danny with Jets. I don't know where Danny is. Danny's with Jets. He's going to speak later on, and he won for the best hotel. Okay, Best Bar None is it's a partnership between the City of Calgary, the Calgary Police Service, and the Alberta Gaming and Liquor Commission. AGLC heads up the partnership. They've actually they put a lot of work into this, and I have to tell you that as a member of the Calgary Police Service, it has just been an excellent partnership that we've had over the past couple of years. Without further ado, I'm going to have Kelly Holmes, who is the Director of Social Responsibility and Licensing with the AGLC. He's going to come up here and say a few words. Kelly?
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Alberta Gaming and Liquor Commission, we'd like to congratulate all the City of Calgary night spots who participated in and were accredited in the Best Bar None certification or accreditation. This really shows their commitment to customer and staff safety, as well as responsible service of alcohol. The 34 venues went above and beyond to ensure safer, more enjoyable night out for their customers. For this, they all should be commended. As one of the partners in Best Bar None, we are pleased that the Calgary bar owners have embraced the program and that interest in Best Bar None continues to grow. Best Bar None really highlights the collaborative relationship between bar owners, Calgary Police Services, City of Calgary, and the Alberta Gaming and Liquor Commission. Once again, I'd really like to congratulate all of the night spots that participated in Best Bar None and were accredited this year, and just to tell them to keep up the good work for the oncoming year. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kelly. Next, I'll invite Mark Hallett up here. Mark is the Chief Licensing Officer, and he's also the Compliance Services Manager for the City of Calgary. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you for coming out today and celebrating this once again with us. I echo the sentiments by Inspector Grant and Kelly Holmes. I don't want to repeat what you heard any more than it is all about collaboration and effectively pulling our resources together to provide Calgarian citizens with a positive and a real safe place to go and enjoy yourselves every night. It's about working together and working better. I've always fostered a relationship with our partners, whether it's AGLC, police services, and I think what you have before you with the success of this program, it defines what success is. When you have 34 accredited winners, and to me, they're all winners. Whether you took home the prize, the ultimate trophy, or the gold card, to me, you all stepped up the plate and demonstrated your true, genuine values as a business operator. You make our jobs a lot easier by contributing your commitment to establishing these over 100 policies and procedures in your workplace. Who wouldn't want that? I mean, that to me defines success for everybody, especially in a business where alcohol can and sometimes always put itself in a more negative spotlight. We can't say it's perfect, and we can't assure everybody's safety is going to be 100%. But are we better today than we were yesterday or a year before? I would suggest absolutely. We are not getting the problems and the escalation of violence and trouble that we once experienced in our city compared to what we're seeing today. So to me, this program, best bar none, the efforts of all these regulatory bodies and the commitment our licensees have to work with us demonstrates and defines what success looks like. So thank you very much. I can't wait for 2014. I'm hoping that we can expand our interest in this program to be double with the city of Edmonton. Although I love Edmonton, I think we can. I'm going to challenge our licensees to step up the plate and surpass that magic number of 34 to 54. So, thank you very much, and continue forge ahead with what you truly believe in, and that's a safe place for all of us to enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark and Kelly. I can't echo, the comments that both of those gentlemen have made. The partnership that we have has worked so well together. And from a policing perspective, the police cannot make the city safe all on their own. We require these partnerships to work together. And we have seen such successes over the past couple of years. I would liken it to being taking a proactive approach rather than a reactive approach and going and cleaning up, stuff at the end of the night. There's a lot of vibrancy in the bars, lots of people out and about, and very little crime and violence is going on due to the efforts of everybody, including the bar establishments. They've worked very well with us. So on that note, I'm going to ask Harris and Danny to come up here. I'm going to introduce them both, and they're going to be available for one-on-one interviews afterwards. And if you have any questions for any of us three prior to them coming up, go ahead and ask any questions that you might have. Do you have any, or?
Do you have any statistics to back up how successful the program is?
Do we have statistics on that? You know what? I would say anecdotally, I don't have statistics here with me today, but I can tell you that it really has assisted. And if there is any, we were talking earlier about, we can't stop things from happening. If people have a motive, they go into a bar, they do something, but it's what happens afterwards. The staff are well trained. They know what to do. They have good video, so when the police show up, they have video to provide the police without questioning what our motivation is. They possibly could have done first aid. So all of these things are a part of the accreditation process. So basically, this accreditation is helping bars be better, do their business better. And all bars, like there's I would say there's no bars. You know, from my conversations with Carter Deschaney, our public safety compliance team officer, they all want to do well. They all want to do well. So this program is kind of a guide or a map of how they can reach that success. Sorry, I didn't really answer your question, but any other questions?
I don't know if you're the person to answer this. I mean, as much as I don't hang out at the bars much anymore, how would I
You
know
don't?
if I went in one and it was one of these bars? What sets them apart from other bars in terms of from a customer's perspective?
I would think that as a customer walking into these bars, first of all, they would have, you know, a decal that would say that they're a Best Bar None bar. Customers would feel that sense of safety just knowing that that bar is accredited in the Best Bar None program if they're aware of it, and more people are becoming aware of it. So it's attracting good people. So when people come into town, when people are visiting Calgary, and they ask which bars they should be going to, those bars would be the ones that would be, you know, referenced first, or and so it tends to attract. Well, it attracts good people, because bad people or people that are not wanted in those bars won't feel comfortable. The staff won't make them feel comfortable. We have a gang suppression team. We've got beat officers. We'll go and deal with those people if they're not wanted in those bars. So I guess it's just a sense of safety.
You said that, I use your words, bad people. Does that
Well-
congregate all the bad people into other bars and make them a more cohesive group somewhere else?
No, well, you know, I mean, that was probably a poor choice of words, but if people are wanting to cause problems when they go out, and they're not there for the same reasons as people who go out to enjoy themselves in a safe environment, those are the people that I'm talking about.
Perhaps I could add something to help you on
Oh
that.
yeah, go ahead, Mark. Come on up
I
here.
think it's a good question, and I think Inspector Grant answered it well. But I would include having this brand on your door and having undesirable people attend your establishment. They know what to do because of that brand. So if there's a problem escalating, if there's something that's going to go sideways, they now know, that staff knows, based on that 103 criterion, what they can do to avoid anything from going sideways. Like I said, we can't guarantee it, but because they have that brand on their door, they're one step ahead of the rest. And they know what to do now, rather than wait for it to happen. And I think that's what establishes what Best Bar None is all about. That's being ready, prepared, and responsible.
Can you just elaborate a little bit more on what some of those criteria are that these establishments have?
Sorry, what was your question?
Can you elaborate on what the criteria are that?
Well, it's again, recognizing when, okay, an escalation of conflict is getting to a point where it could go, you know, to blows. How much you serve alcohol, you know, what's being said at the table, observations of behavior. You know, I think that's more of a question the police could answer better than I could. But I know that staff members of an establishment that are licensed, having awareness and knowledge, because these policies and training they've had provided to the Alberta Gaming Liquor Commission, puts them a step above the rest. Like I said, I mean, there's a number of things that can go sideways, but having awareness and knowing what to do on the spur of a moment can avoid something from going much worse than it could be. And I think that's what this is all about.
That was what I was trying to say. Thanks, Mark. Are there any other questions at all? Okay, why don't we have Harris? Harris is from the Ranchmans, and he's a club, and Danny's from Jet. So I'll have them come up here, and then afterwards you can. They won the awards so they went above and beyond. They met the accreditation standards, and you meet them. There's the desirable, and then there's the bonus ones. So as far as I know, they were all they had a lot of things that were in the bonus category, so they did an amazing job. And this is how many years in a row now? 2 years for both of you. For both of them, this is 2 years in a row for them winning, so unbelievable, gents. Come on up. Congratulations, Danny. This is Danny, and this is Harris. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Harris. Okay, so I guess this will be the closing of the conference, or what we're doing here. And if you want to have individual interviews with these people, I'll let you go ahead.
Absolutely. Maybe we could just use the podium up there.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Before we start, I'm up here only because of one reason, because my daughter Missy is actually the one that runs the arrangements, and I'm respectfully asking her to please come up and let her answer your questions, because she is right on the front lines. Thank you.
We met last night, so this is good. Hello again.
Good to see you. Congratulations.
You too.
Well, I need to do that.
Go ahead.
First off, can you spell your first and last name for us?
It's Missy, Missy, last name McDonald, MC.
Danny Koschuk, Koschok.
So if you guys are speaking, do you mind just stepping towards the center of the
Closer to the,
microphone
sure.
so we can hear you?
For sure. You want us
Absolutely.
to just step up now?
Yep. We'll get comfy.
So maybe,
Yeah.
I guess we'll start with Danny.
Yep.
Just explain a little bit of what your establishment did to reach this criteria.
Program came in a couple years ago. I believe it started in the UK. Was the original one, and then it's slow. Some of the bars in Edmonton picked it up. I believe some of the bars in Vancouver picked it up as well. So it started to pick up speed. We reviewed the whole thing, and the ownership of our hotel thought it was something that we should look into. Running a hotel, you have a lot of travelers. You have a lot of people that are looking for somewhere to go, and more importantly, looking for somewhere safe to go. And it has, and you know, they talk about raising the bar, and that's what this has done. Going back to last night, we had a lot of big names in this city at the event. You know, we had the Ranchmen, who've been around forever, the Carriage House Inn, the Blackfoot Inn, Cowboys, Melrose, Hudson's as well. You know, these are big players in the city, and they're all stepping up to the plate and saying, "Hey, we want to do a better job. We want to work with the police. We want to work with the city of Calgary and the AGLC, and provide a safer environment for not just travelers, but for everybody in the city of Calgary."
And Missy, maybe you could explain, have you seen many differences in your establishment since taking on the bar?
Absolutely. I'm very happy to say we just celebrated our 41st anniversary, and being around that long, we had implemented a lot of the requirements to be part of Best Bar None, but it just, like they said, takes you a step up, and hopefully everybody in the city will end up taking the same steps.
You guys aren't in business well, you're all in business to make a profit, I guess.
Exactly, and
Does it lead towards making a profit? Is there a financial advantage to this?
Yes.
absolutely.
Explain how.
You know, okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Yep. When Harris talk.
Sorry about that. Yeah, there's a huge financial advantage. Number one, we have a break, hopefully, coming from our insurance. And insurance these days is absolutely unreasonable for us. Number two, it gives us, in the club, an opportunity to sell food. We have more concentration on the food because the way to get the value up, the income up, is to sell food on top of the liquor. Number three, by following the rules, it cuts down the lawsuits. It cuts down the investigations. And that's huge. The hours that we spend because of a lawsuit, the hours we spend arguing or with, ever happens with police or liquor board or whoever is ridiculous when you figure the cost out. So, and it makes a happier place, it makes happier staff, and it really keeps it all together. There's perhaps a slight turn where people have to become aware of what I'm saying. And all I can do is ask my peers in the industry, please, come on, let's all get together so we can all benefit, period, and have this whole insurance game slowed right down and get our costs down.
Does it have an impact on your customer base? Do you find more or less
Well, last year it was our biggest year ever, but then we had, the 100th anniversary, and the city of Calgary and the Stampede and the Convention Bureau did a wonderful job. Unbelievable as it may sound, this year coming into Stampede, we're ahead of last year. So and you're the same.
Yeah, we're the same.
So I can only give one thing credit for that, is the way we're managing, the way Missy is managing and operating their place.
So
And-
that said, I mean, if this is financially advantageous and you're drawing in more customers, why do you suppose that only under 40 bars in Calgary take part? Why doesn't everyone jump
It
on
is
this?
not an easy criteria to go through. There is a lot of things from your surveillance to how you serve drinks to knowledge of the staff. And also remember, we were talking about sales. There was a new law brought in, I believe, last September, where we now have a 0.05 tolerance. So we heard about the BC stories where it absolutely just killed a lot of businesses there. I haven't seen that here in Calgary, and I echo the same thing as Harris. We have an increase this year. I think we've seen a huge increase in food sales, as you have said as well. So. Our liquor sales are about the same, maybe down a little bit, but our food sales have skyrocketed. So I think the main thing is people still enjoy going out for a night out, and people will always like to go for a night out. And the number one thing they want to know is, can I go somewhere there where, she talked about bad people. I like to call them problem people. And when you remove the problem people from your establishment, you definitely have a more friendlier place and a place that people want to go out to.
And I would also add that, with all due respect to Mr. Hallett and the inspector, 95% of our problems come from 1% or less of the population. And that 1% keep moving around. So this is a big help in having them recognized, out of control, out of the place. That's it. And it's really helped.
And I think when you have the service industry has always been a big industry for the younger generation, the 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23s, the university students. They're coming into a situation where they haven't dealt with angry people or violent people before. And I think the program really helps you identify it sooner and identify the potential problem people that can cause you problems. And I think with the AGLC and with the Bar None program really helps the newer people coming into the industry understand better and understand how to handle the situations better.
I just want to make sure I have here's your last.
Mine? Dvorkin, D as in David, V as in Victor, O-R-K-I-N.
With establishment?
Jets Bar, best Western Port of Call in. Thank you very much.
Good.
Ms. Harris?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you bet.
Okay, thank you. That's going to wrap up our session today. Thanks again to Harris, Danny, and Missy for providing you that insight that they did. I think they answered a lot of your questions. If you do have further questions about the program, the website is right here on the board, bestbarnone.ab.ca, and I suggest that you go into the website. The criteria is there, although they are right now looking at changing some of the criteria, but you'll find out a lot of information is on that website. So thanks again for showing up here today.